I'm not sure who needs to hear this message, but God's got a message for you this morning. James 1:6 says, "But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavers is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed." Right? Now, this right here, it's talking about the believers having faith when they ask God for something. Right there, because verse 5 is talking about, it says, "If any man lacks wisdom, let him ask God." Right? So when it says, "Let any man ask God," it's like, yeah, we can ask God and he'll give you wisdom. But, obviously, you ask God for something, you got to ask believing. Not just be like, "Alright, I guess I'll see if this works. Hey God, can I have some wisdom? Oh, I didn't get it. I guess he's not real." No. Believe. Nothing wavering. But let's go back to verse 6. So when it says, "A man that wavers," that means goes back and forth between God and the world and unbelief and belief. A man that does that is like a wave of the sea, driven by the wind, tossed to and fro. Take a wave in the sea, right? It's got power in it. It's got power. It can cause great things, great destruction, right? Think of off the tropics, a huge wave, like a tsunami even, right? Huge waves. It's got power of the sea. Yet the wind, which is just air moving around all fast, the air shows the waves who's boss. The air pushes the waves around. Like the air. Just the air, the wind, that pushes the waves around. So all the power that the waves had, it's now the air. The air's got it, the wind's got it, because it's like, alright, I'm pushing you this way, then or I want some big waves over here, and then it causes the pattern of the waves. Sometimes we can be just like those waves, all moving in a pattern, one after the next to the next, doing on the same seashore over and over again, indulging in the same things. But I encourage you today, let's not be like those waves, going over and over again, being driven about by the wind, to and fro. Rather, let us be planted firmly in the Lord, planted firmly in our faith in God. Because what does it say? Remember, going back and forth is completely useless. If the devil can't stop you, he's going to distract you, and that is a distraction, because you're useless to him as well. If you're not serving the world. But what he does is he brings you back to and fro, back and forth, so that you're useless to God. Like Matthew 5, I don't remember the exact verse, where Jesus said, "You're the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its savor, it's thenceforth good for nothing." So, James says a lot, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. We can't be half in, half out. It just doesn't work. That's why the Bible warns against lukewarmness, warns against this double-mindedness. In Proverbs it says, in James it says, all over the Bible it says it. This double-mindedness, it's useless. It's a terrible state of mind to be. So where do you when we see, you think of you see Christians who are faithful, and I'm not talking necessarily they go out and do the greatest things, right? Sometimes God has them just work with a small amount of people or whatever. But people who have faith, as soon as they accept Jesus and they die in faith, they live their whole life in faith from whenever they're saved to when they die. Those type of people, it's because they're all in with the Lord. Their faith is all in. Their faith is true. If we just have, kind of whatever, and we let ourselves waver back and forth, it's weak. It's weak. If you got a building You got a skyscraper. It's planted in the ground. It is anchored. It ain't going nowhere, right? That's what it does. That's strong, right? But suppose you got some rickety, wobbly old thing that's just standing on some stakes practically, and it goes like this in the wind. It goes back and forth. It wavers. That's weak, and that's bound for destruction. So today I asked that we would firmly plant ourselves in the firm foundation of Jesus Christ. Alright? Let's not be as the waves that get pushed about by the wind. But rather, let's build ourselves on that rock that doesn't get pushed around by no wind, no waves, or no nothing. Because God, He's strong. I love you all so much. If you made it to the end of this video, I want you to comment the words, "I'm not wavering." I am not wavering. Alright? I love you all so much. I want you to remember, Jesus loves you.